According to the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, on Monday, February 14th, 2022, in Cordova, Tennessee, 38-year-old Lemuel Taylor ran over his girlfriend twice with his BMW before fleeing the scene. The two had gotten into an argument because he didn't want her to leave, and she fell when she was getting out of his car, and that's when he ran her over twice. The unnamed woman sustained numerous injuries: road rash burn, a broken clavicle, fractures to her back, neck, and hip, and a punctured lung. She was transported to the St. Francis Hospital in critical condition. The next day, Lemuel Taylor was arrested and is currently behind bars at 201 Poplar. On February 11, 2022, Makisha Lanier went to Sherfield Elementary to pick up her child from school. But when she tried to get her child, she was told by the teacher that she would have to wait until the school was dismissed for her to leave with her child. Makisha became angry, and the school security officer talked to her before the child was granted permission to leave. When leaving, Makisha allegedly said, quote, "Let me go before I shoot this place up," end quote. The two reported the incident, and when police searched her name, they discovered that she had an active warrant. They quickly found her and took her into custody. When questioned, she admitted to being at the school and being upset about what happened, but denied making any threats. But Makisha was charged with making a threat of mass violence on school property. On the afternoon of February 2nd, 2022, Memphis police arrived to the scene of a residence on Willow Run Lane, where the suspect, Tanisha Rice, was refusing to leave until she got her money and property. When police were talking to Tanisha, she became so irate to the point where they had to detain her. She resisted so much that they had to throw her to the ground to cuff her. And then she had to be carried to the squad car because she was still resisting. In the back of the squad car, she began kicking the back seat and had to be scrapped down. Police then walked back to the house to gather more information from the people staying at the home when they heard a loud bang come from the squad car. Police surrounded the car and saw Tanisha with the gun in the back seat and quickly backed away and took cover. Tanisha then fired another round, and police issued a loud verbal warning before they were able to secure the gun. Later, Tanisha stated that she was using the gun for self-defense. She also made several verbal threats to officers. Police don't know how she obtained the gun and believed it was on her prior to being placed in the back of the car. MPD said the incident is under investigation for the officers not finding the gun before Tanisha was placed in the squad car. Tanisha Rice was charged with 2 counts of criminal attempt felony, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of possession of a firearm knowing a dangerous felony. In Nashville, Tennessee, on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, the body of 40-year-old Charlie Marie Cool was discovered in the back seat of a Dodge Charger on Paragon Mills Road, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. But the Metro Homicide Police Unit is puzzled with this case. The Charger that Charlie was found in had been reported stolen in an armed robbery back in December of 2021. The police checked the surveillance from where the Charger had been parked, and in the footage, it revealed that the car had been in the same spot since January 15, 2022. But at this time, the Metro Homicide Unit is not sure if Charlie had been in the car since it was in the parking lot in January, and they are asking for anyone with any information to call Crime Stoppers at 615-74-CRIME. 27-year-old Taylor Hardy got into her Audi Q5 on Sunday evening, February 20th, 2022. At the time, the Memphis police were at the scene of a car crash on 3rd and Mitchell when Taylor drove through the crime scene tape and crashed into the scene. Officers approached Taylor and asked her to step out of the vehicle, and she refused. But eventually, they were able to get her to exit the vehicle. When she did, they noticed alcohol on her breath and that she appeared to be intoxicated. Taylor was given and failed a sobriety test, and her vehicle was searched. Officers discovered an open bottle of alcohol and edibles. Taylor Hardy was arrested and charged with DUI, public intoxication, and reckless driving. "19-year-old Robert Darden was apprehended by Titans Detective, the investigative team addressing neighborhood shootings, on February 18th, 2022 in South Nashville, after the fatal shooting of 21-year-old Detarius Smith. The incident took place on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, just after 3 p.m. Detarius had gotten off work at the UPS facility, but later he returned at 4:21 p.m. when a black Nissan Sentra driven by a woman pulled next to Detarius. Robert was seen getting out of the Nissan and had gotten into the vehicle with Detarius. He shot him, and Detarius got out of his vehicle and collapsed nearby. Robert then got back into the Nissan and the woman drove away. The police investigation revealed that the woman driving the car was an acquaintance of Robert, and on the day of the murder, he asked her for a ride to the UPS facility on Whites Creek Pike. After the shooting, he ordered the woman at gunpoint to drive and told her not to say anything about what had just happened. They drove a little while before he got out of the car and walked away. At the time of the murder, Robert was out on a $15,000 bond for a felony aggravated charge after pulling a gun on his own mother in March 2021. Robert Darden is currently behind bars without bond and has been charged with homicide and aggravated